Hello Essex and welcome to today's literacy video. You've been doing really well so far, looking at the model text, looking at the structure of the model text, identifying the different devices. So let's have a look at what we're going to be doing today. So the first task today, we're going to be focusing on topic sentences. Now the job of a topic sentence is to introduce what that paragraph is talking about. And we use topic sentences instead of using subheadings. So lower down the school, you might use a subheading to tell the reader what the paragraph is about. But today we're going to be looking at how we can use topic sentences to do that. Let's have a look at some examples from our model text. So here is one example. Swamp monsters don't just live in swamps, they resemble them. Now that is telling us there about the appearance of the swamp monster. So we know that that paragraph is going to go into more detail about appearance. Let's look at this one. Have you ever wondered what a swamp monster eats? So straight away that tells us that that paragraph is going to be about the diet of the swamp monster. Let's look at this one here. Swamp monsters are rumoured to inhabit the most remote and humid swamps of the Amazon rainforest. So that paragraph there we know is going to be about the species along with their habitat. So you've got three examples there of topic sentences which introduce the paragraph that they are going to talk about. What I would like you to do is your first task on your to-do today. You are going to, for each of these examples, write your own topic sentences. So for the one about the lion, I would like you to write a few topic sentences for the appearance, diet and habitat of a lion. We'll say minimum one for each. So I want one for appearance, one for diet, one for habitat. And then if we have a look at this one, I also want you to do the same, the habitat, the diet and the appearance for a swamp monster. You can use the model text ones to help you, but I don't want them to be the same. I want you to come up with your own. This one here, I want you to come up with topic sentences for appearance, powers and enemies or abilities for the storm giant. So you should have for this task a minimum of 3 different topic sentences for the image for each one. That's task 1. Let's have a look at the next task. So task 2, so the next part of your literacy lesson, we're going to start thinking about ideas for our monster. Now you might already have some ideas based on what you've read or what you have watched on TV about monsters, some fictional writing or some fictional films. Let's have a look, and you can pause the video here. We've got some images and I want you to look at those images and see if they can inspire you in any way to think about what you want your monster to look like. Okay, and so today I would like you will see on your to-do, it looks like very similar to this here. I want you to think of some ideas about your monster for each of these categories. So let's start with appearance. I want you to come up with at least 4 bullet points of information about the appearance of your monster. So you could think in terms of the overall size of your monster. Is it large? Is it small? You could think of the eyes, teeth, claws, even the skin. Does it have hair? Then the same for the diet. I want you to think, what does it eat? Is it a carnivore? Does it eat meat? Or maybe it's a little bit more of a friendlier monster and it's a herbivore, it only eats plants. Then think about the habitat. So where in the world do you find your monster? Maybe you find your monster only in a specific country. Maybe your monster is found world over, but only in specific locations, such as in forests or in caves. Maybe you might say that your monster is native too. If something is native, that means where it is from. Then think about any abilities that your monster has. So we could think about how fast does it run? Maybe it can see in the dark. any special abilities that you can think of. Friends or enemies. So for this one here, you could be having a think of, well, are there any other animals that it gets on particularly well with? Are there any animals that it's very scared of? For weapons and powers, so maybe there is something on your monster which it uses during combat. So during fighting, maybe it has special razors on the end of its tail, or a special ability for the eyesight, which means that it can see much more further than the average animal can. And that fits in along with the powers there. And then quotations from an expert. So if you remember in the model text, we had some quotes from one of the experts. So have a think about, what could somebody say about your monster? And obviously you're going to be making this up. So you could say something like, this monster is the most dangerous living creature on the planet. And let's choose David Attenborough. So if you know people to do with animals, you could use those names. You could even just make names up. And then the last section here, where you've just got the question marks, I want you to think of any other additional information. So anything about your monster that you have not included in these previous categories, but you would like to include. Right then, that is your literacy lesson for today. If you've got any questions, make sure that you ask them on the blog or send us an email, and I look forward to reading about your wonderful creations. Have a great day.